days you have tackled complex world issues, managed various world crises, and employed diplomacy to overcome adversity. Hopefully you're able to think of at least one lesson learned to take with you as you leave here. At SCS, I teach history. I want to share about two of my favorite world leaders. These leaders exemplify what can be accomplished with the power of words and with the power of diplomacy. First, the power of words. Winston Churchill became the Prime Minister of England just as World War II was beginning. In 1939, most of Europe had fallen to the Nazi regime. The only country left to stand up to Hitler was the tiny island of England. Recognizing the importance of going forward as a unified nation, Churchill gave his first speech to a politically divided parliament. In this speech, using only the power of his words, he accomplished the difficult task of presenting a unified front against the tyranny that had fallen on Europe. This speech is widely considered by historians to be the greatest of his career, and some say the greatest of all World War II. Here's a part of it. Even though large tracts of Europe and many old and famous states have fallen, or may fall into the grip of the Gestapo and of all the odious apparatus of Nazi rule, we shall not flag or fail. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight on the hills. We will never surrender. This speech lit a fire of passion and defiance in the people of England towards the Nazis. And this would be the first who would be standing alone for the first parts of the war. All inspired through the power of one man's dedication, and more importantly, his words. The second example is taken from one of my favorite American leaders, John F. Kennedy. In 1962, the United States and Russia were both actively fighting in the Cold War. This was not a conventional war with military battles, but rather this was fought in the political realm. Diplomacy was the main battle tactic. In October 1962, it was discovered that Russia was parking nuclear missiles 90 miles off the coast of Florida in Cuba. Over the course of 13 days, John F. Kennedy faced growing pressure from almost all of his advisors, as well as his military leaders, admirals and generals, to lead a military strike to take out the missile sites in Cuba. In the end, he chose wisely and chose the path of diplomacy, using his diplomacy to avoid global war and, more importantly, nuclear holocaust. Diplomacy won out over sheer military force. Experiences like that of Model UN grant you the opportunity to employ both your words and your diplomacy. Take a lesson from these two great leaders. What you do and what you say matter.